Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope you had a great week, productive week for you. And this is Friday, and now weekend is here, and time to rest, relax, and rejuvenate with your family and friends, etc. I was gonna talk about magnesium tonight, but then I've been watching my kids' basketball game, and then also NBA basketball game tonight, and after watching a couple of those games, I wanted to talk about the life and how external things affect you and how you react to it. And I'm taking lesson from myself tonight. I went to my kids' university basketball tournament tonight, and my kid is high school team is 10th in the province, ranking 10th, and then they actually had to play their first tournament game tonight against number 2 seeded team. So they're already in their mind that, they gotta do better. So they put a lot of pressure on themselves, and a lot of easy layup that they are usually have no issue 100% getting in. Tonight, a lot of them did not go in at all. And with that, they get more nervous, anxious, and at the same time, somehow there's a few things that calls are not called by the ref. And, that's the way the game is, being dynamic. Sometimes some calls are missed. And with that, they got even anxious and, excited and a bit upset. So they lost the game tonight. And on the way home, my kid was really, hi Bruce, my kid was really upset that the way it went. But then we talked about it, and we said how they should improve as a team, and what he should be doing as individual player. And I said, look at it from this, and there's a couple of things that you can learn, that you have to have confidence, and you have to play your game, not worrying about how good other teams are or how bad other teams are. You just have to be on your game and keep your focus and mindset, and keep your mood steady and balanced, so that you can concentrate and you can play confidently. And so I said, today game's done. Forget about it. Get your mindset ready for tomorrow games, because you got at least another 2 games tomorrow, and depends on how they play tomorrow morning. They may have a chance to play Constellation Prize in the tournament, or if they still reacting to tonight's game, they may lose, and then they'll gonna play that game, but they're not gonna enjoy it. So that's what I told my kids to, and then send them to bed. And I was watching NBA game between Portland and Utah Jazz, and by the third period, initially after second period, Portland was actually leading, but in that period, a couple of the players actually got too emotional, and they cannot control their anger, reaction to the missed call, etc., and started reacting and yelling and screaming. So actually, a couple of players got rejected, and so by the end of the period, Portland actually ended up with only 7 players, and so with that, they got really exhausted, and they lost the game by, I think, 2 points, which is really unfortunate, because at one point they were leading by almost 15 or 20 points. So the moral of the story is, whatever external things are affecting, you have to keep your game on, you have to keep your focus, and you have to be able to ignore and do what you need to do. And I hope that this is helpful and make a lot of us think about, okay, what are we doing? How are we trying to get ahead? And what things are in our way, and how do we maneuver around it or go through it without becoming too emotional and being able to keep our focus. But like I said, I was going to talk about magnesium. And if you guys are and the reason I want to talk about magnesium is it's a great mineral that a lot of us are deficient in. And I talked to one patient today having heart palpitation, etc. So I suggested magnesium. And there's a lot of food that are rich in magnesium. So if you want to know what those foods are, definitely PM me. There's at least 10 to 12 different foods that you can eat to increase the magnesium from the food instead of taking the medication. So PM me and I can share those type of food that rich in magnesium. Have a great weekend.